it's Madison. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I share my recovery journey for my eating disorder and my life on this channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Yes, I upload twice a week. Let's get it. Anyway, for today's video, I am going to be doing another sit-down casual video, something I want to talk to you guys about that I'm actually doing I'm doing over the next 6 weeks on my podcast, but I wanted to talk about them here because I know some of you might not listen to my podcast. If you don't, link will be down below. You really should. I'm going to put them on here because I know that these are really, really helpful for people that maybe don't have an eating disorder and they watch my channel for motivation. Maybe if they know someone that has an eating disorder, or if you have an eating disorder, it's good to know these things because when people try to tell you them, you're like, excuse me, no. So I'm going to be sharing the 6 misconceptions of eating disorders. I'm going to share the 6. I'm going to explain a couple of them if there's anything to explain. So the first one is an eating disorder is an illness someone chooses. This one makes me so angry because there are people out there that legitimately think that when you have an eating disorder, you are choosing to do this to yourself and you are choosing to self-sabotage yourself, and it just makes me so angry because it's like, are you freaking kidding me? You really think I'm purposely doing this stuff to myself? You think I woke up one day and was like, I'm going to try the eating disorder lifestyle. It ain't a lifestyle. It is a mental illness. The second one is an eating disorder is an individual who is shallow or vain. No. No. Just because you have an eating disorder doesn't mean you're a shallow person. It doesn't mean you're a vain person. It doesn't mean you're either one of those. Eating disorders come in so many different shapes, sizes, personalities. It doesn't matter. An eating disorder can affect anybody. And when someone tries to tell you that an eating disorder is you can only have one if you're this size, and you can only have one if you're a shallow person or whatever, they just need to go away and just tell them to shut up because it's not true. And we have to stop the stigmatization of certain people. To have an eating disorder, you have to look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way. No. They can affect anyone. Heck, they can affect guys. We don't talk about that enough, but they can affect guys. The third one is an eating disorder is determined by someone's body size. No, it is not. Kind of like the last one. Eating disorders do not have one look. I know I have the thin privilege. I am someone who is in recovery from an eating disorder. I'm naturally thin, and I'm white. I know that. But I also know that you don't have to be thin to have an eating disorder. Eating disorders can affect all shapes and sizes, all races, all genders, whatever. There is no specific look, gender, whatever you want to label it, for an eating disorder. Eating disorders affect anyone and everyone that it can get its hands on. And you have to remember that because people will try to tell you, there are some doctors out there that'll try to tell you that, oh no, you don't have an eating disorder because you're not skinny enough. Oh, you don't have an eating disorder because you're not white or you're not a girl. That is so not true. No. No. And if you go to a doctor and they tell you that, but you're like, no, there is something going on, like there's something going on and I know I have an issue, and they tell you that, leave and go to a different doctor because I guarantee you they're stupid, they're full of themselves, and it's probably a white male that told you that. But anyway, let's keep going. Sorry, I got a little bit on a rant there. The fourth one is an eating disorder is untreatable. So false. I know that in the past, a lot of people, like before this day and age, yes, people genuinely thought that eating disorders were not treatable and that that's just how you had to live your life. But today, there is so much you can do to treat an eating disorder. You can go to a treatment center. You can do outpatient care. You can see a dietitian like I am. You can see a therapist. You can do all different kinds of stuff. You can go to support groups. Like, there's so much you can do. There's online help. There's support groups online, support groups in person. Like, there is so much you can do to get treatment, and they are so treatable. If someone tries to tell you that full recovery from an eating disorder is not possible, you message me and I will fight them because that is not true. full recovery from an eating disorder is so possible. I've seen it in people. I know people that are fully recovered. I've seen a girl go from so ill to completely recovered, no issues with food whatsoever. I've seen that happen. And I have already seen how far I've come, and I know it's possible. They are so treatable, and you deserve to be treated if you're struggling. Even if you don't want to accept it, you deserve it. Number 5 is an eating disorder is related to willpower. A lot of people think that if you have an eating disorder, like you're very, very disciplined. Like you are very structured and you can say no to things very, very easily, and you're very, very disciplined. That's what people used to think about me. People used to always, before they knew I had an issue, people used to say like, wow, you eat so healthy. Wow, you were so disciplined to go on a run every other day. Wow, you were so disciplined to do this, this, and this, and this. And the thing is maybe I was disciplined, but the majority of it was because I had an eating disorder. But also, just because I had willpower doesn't mean that's why I had an eating disorder. You don't have to have willpower to have an eating disorder. You can be the most laissez-faire person in the world and still have one. Like, don't think that just because you're not disciplined, just because you're not structured, just because you can't control yourself, you don't have an eating disorder. No, you can have an eating disorder. It has nothing to do with willpower whatsoever. The last one, number 6, is an eating disorder is something you can just snap out of. Oh, hell no. No, you cannot. You cannot just snap out of an eating disorder. If you could just snap out of an eating disorder, oh my gosh, I would be out of the eating disorder by now, because I would just gone like, done. Like, the amount of people that at the beginning of recovery, even now, that have told me, like, I don't understand, like, just eat more, or just eat, like, different things, like, just eat. Just eat. Oh, makes you want to do something I'm not going to do. But no, it's not about the food, and it's not about just eating. Like, it's not something I can fix overnight. It's not something I can just change. An eating disorder is a mental illness. It's not something I chose. It's not something I'm doing on purpose. It is something inside of me that has taken over my body and my mind that I can't control. And I can't just snap out of it. That's not how it works. If that's how it works, none of these eating disorder therapists, doctors, dietitians would have jobs. And I would still be struggling if I could just snap out of it. It wouldn't be a thing. There'd be no NADA. There'd be no NEDA. There'd be no walks. There'd be no special symbol, because it wouldn't be a thing. Like, you'd have it one day and then you'd just be like, nope, I'm done. That's not how it works. It's a long process, and it takes different amounts of time depending on who you are. Some people it takes about a few years. Some people it takes a couple months. It just depends on your person and what situation you were in and condition you were in. So you cannot just snap out of an eating disorder. So when someone tells you just to eat or just to like stop doing what you're doing, just ignore them and walk away, because they're stupid and they don't know what they're talking about. Because an eating disorder is not a choice. It is a mental illness, not a freaking lifestyle change. It's not like you're going on some like keto diet, which we're not going to talk about diets because I don't believe in them. But it's not like you're all of a sudden going gluten-free, or you're all of a sudden going paleo or vegan. You're not changing your lifestyle. You aren't choosing to do this. It's a mental illness. It deserves just the same amount of respect as anxiety and depression does, and that still doesn't get enough. It is a mental illness that you cannot control. It is not a lifestyle change, and it is not a choice. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. If you want to check out my podcast, which you should, where I expand more in depth on all 6 of these, the link will be down below. I upload a new episode every Wednesday at 7 a.m., so that's exciting. Anyway, guys, make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know if you guys want me to do anything relating these on my channel, because I know I'm doing them on my podcast, but if you guys want me to do something specific on my channel with them, I will. Leave it down below. Make sure you check out my previous video down below, and follow me on Instagram at Madison Parmenter, as well as Twitter and all my socials down below. And I will see you guys very soon in another video. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, stay strong, and stay motivated, my queens. Bye!